Hey Virgo, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, check your other major placements, or even if I do catch it on this reading, you might find something interesting in your other major placements. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any placement you just found out about and you were curious about and you discovered recently. Because it works, because if we're not trying to shoehorn, you know, this could be your story, this could be someone else's story. If we're not trying to shoehorn anything in here, then you can just watch a little bit, see if that's that's resonating. If it's not, you just move on. Oh, a little secret. What's our secret here? Oh, quite a bit of secret. Holy crap. That's fascinating. They flip around and then they go back into the deck. It's very interesting. Okay, well, we'll take these first. Okay, wow, okay. A time for healing, balsamic moon. So, yep, time for healing, time out possibly from something. What do you need to release? Waning moon, it's winter time, rest time. It's time for healing and release, releasing something. Expectations typically. But releasing, you know, expectations of pain, expectations of suffering. We also have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So people pulling at your energy, it doesn't have to be lots of people, it could just be one person repeatedly pulling at your energy. Setting up some good boundaries to protect your energy. You need to have a time of healing, a time to release stuff and let go of things. And setting boundaries, because you know, if you're being pulled in too many directions, it's going to be really hard for you to do the healing that you need to do. So making sure whoever needs to back off or whatever needs to back off, could be work, setting up boundaries with work while you heal and release something, setting up boundaries with somebody else, but you can't be having that still pulling at you. Boundaries can be anything. I keep thinking of time boundaries for you. Right, but it can also be like where you want your emotional energy to go, where you want people's boundaries can be about trying to control you, trying to control your life. Oh, what's that song? Everybody wants to rule the world. It's so true. If you let them, I mean, yeah, you're the one that has to stop them from ruling you. But everybody seems like just about everybody would like to tell you what to do and exactly how to do it. But you don't have to listen to them, and in fact, you can tell them to go away. So, oh my goodness, this is a lot of cards here, honey. Oh, I love this one. That's one of my faves. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's like one message for one thing, because those all came out together, and then these all came out together. So normally I take them all as one paragraph. But I think it's just going to be a lot easier for our understanding here. That's one situation. You need healing. You need to release something, maybe even people, and get some good boundaries going on your time and energy, and also expectations. Like you could need to release an expectation that someone else put on you, you know, like a 10 of Wands type card where these aren't even your expectations. These aren't even and they're hemming you in. They're somebody else's expectations and desires for you, and what they think you should be doing is hemming you in. And it's time to release that. Other people's expectations, other people's needs of you, release that and heal. Heal from that need to, that inner desire to or need to do what they're asking you to do, what they think you should do. Let go of that, I think. Someone's up in your business here, or something is up in your business, and I think you need to release whatever fears you have about what it would mean to say no to them, or to deny, you know, how you think you should live, how they think you should spend your time, how they think you should do things. All these shoulds, it kind of looks like someone's shoulding on you, and you need to let go of whatever inner need that you have and motivation you have for allowing that to continue. And you need to heal, you know, that wound inside of yourself that wants to, you know, I see people pleasing here. I see a possibility for people pleasing to be at issue, and also a possibility of some codependency. So setting better boundaries, that's their problem, that's what they want, those are their expectations. You letting go of the need to have this person's approval or this need for this person to love you. Okay, so we have a lot, and then that's why I wanted to separate these, because this feels like a very different message than this. This is a really different situation here. So emotions are running high. You know what you think, you know what you feel. There's no secret here. This was all some sort of secret thing that maybe you've been in denial of or something like that, or trying to ignore or escape from. But so that was calling your attention to that, because that's the grouping that flipped over in the deck, and I had to go fish out. That it didn't want to come forward. So, but this popped off right away. Emotions are running high. You know what you think, you know what you feel. There's not a lot of hidden motivations in this aspect of this story. Have you answered your deepest calling? This is warrior woman. There's a truth here. There's a clarity here. There's a clarity here. Have you answered it? Are you responding to that clarity? Are you free to respond to that clarity? Are you seeing this? The emotions are running high. There's a truth here, a very sharp, clear truth. It's calling to you. It's asking something of you. So this is why we have to set up good boundaries, because these motherfuckers are going to ask you to do a bunch of shit and do a bunch of stuff and conform to their things. You have an inner voice here. You have something inside you that's asking you to do something. Your higher self is coming in here and it's asking you to do something. It's coming in loud and clear. You're not going to have the energy or time to do it if you let these people mess with you. Okay, so we have this warrior woman. You're needing to get very right and very clear with yourself and what you want. We're not fucking around with what other people want and what other people expect and what other people need. Just be done with that. I mean, there's a certain sense where we have to negotiate with people, but this is not what these two things are talking about, right? So you have a very deep calling. You need to focus on that. Do not let your past hold you back here. There's something back here, and I feel like it's whatever is pulling at your boundaries, trying to distract you from this. You need to release something. We're not letting our past hold us back. Whatever happened back there, let it go, let it go. It's back there. It's behind you. I don't always feel that way, but that's what this card. Maybe these two are relating more than I thought they were. So because there's something exciting and cool coming in here. And then there's some bullshit that's got to be let go of. So this is, do not let your past, who you used to be, who you were, what you did, someone from your past, what they expect you to be, what they expect you to do, anything like that. We're letting go of that shit. What do you need to release? Your past, because do not let it hold you back. This is South Node. Don't let that past hold you back. Don't let who you used to be or what happened or any wounds that you have from back then. They don't come with you forward. Let it go. Let it go. Energy is gaining momentum. So you're getting somewhere. You're on your way here. So that's what, like, you're letting go of something from the past because you're already on your way. So you're letting go of some sort of expectation someone put on you. I'm seeing like last words or something like that, or that burden somebody gave you. It's not yours to carry. Let them carry it, and if they can't carry it, it's still not yours. That's just. So don't let your past hold you back. Something or someone from your past could be trying to pull at you, pull your energy. The energy is gaining momentum though. We're on our way. We're on our way someplace. We're moving now. We're moving towards our goals, towards where we want to go. It's whatever's been slow moving is moving a lot faster now. Prosperity lies ahead. This is something in the real world. I think Libra got this one too. Prosperity lies ahead. Did they? This week? Last week? It doesn't matter. I'm letting the past go. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So this is something coming to fruition in the real world. This Taurus to me is always manifestation, bringing some sort of pure intention has gone through some sort of journey, is transformed into reality. So something that you've wanted, some sort of sense of abundance or sense of prosperity or some wealth here. I'm not talking just money wealth. I'm talking lots of other types of wealth. So it doesn't have to just be money, but something is manifesting here. The energy is gaining momentum. You've got to let go of something from your past here. Follow. Have you answered your deepest calling? Are you answering your deepest calling? This very clear thing that's very obvious to you. It is coming true. It is coming into fruition here. It is gaining momentum. And then we end with this card. Yes. Just say yes. Yes, 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 yes. And when you read the book, it's just 2 pages of the word yes. Just say yes. So see, we have something that we're letting go of back here. We're healing from something. We're letting go of something. We're releasing something. We're releasing, and we're also forcing a release of somebody else. This do not let your past hold you back. It's reminding me of these boundaries. All of this shoulding or whatever this is, it's holding you back. You're not allowing that. You're putting up a good boundary. You're saying no. Crosswalk powers. Everybody stop, back off. And you're saying no, and you're moving forward with a clear direction on your path towards your deepest calling, but you're not allowing these people to fuck with you. So I feel like this is something, somebody, some expectation, some energy from your past that's holding you back, that's trying to hold you back, and you're not to allow them to hold you back. You need to release, and you need to force them or that idea or that concept to release as well. So to release its hold on you. So there's like this whole, so you've been clinging on something, they've been clinging on to something, and then now we're like, you're forcing this to happen, letting go of something. You're letting go, and you're forcing them to let go too, or creating a situation where they have to make decisions to let go or move forward. So, but then there's something else coming here that's really exciting, that you really want, that's really lovely, beautiful. It's gaining momentum. Just say yes. This is your deepest calling. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the Golden Tarot here for a more traditional spread for you, Virgo. Okay, Virgo, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Oh, right, that one came out at the end. We're going to call that, it fell on top of your possible outcome. So I think we got 2 cards for your possible outcome, which is good, because one of them is a warning without a clear direction. So we've got either 2 possibilities, depending on how well you deal with this 4 of coins in your to-do list. So your recent past, you have High Priestess, not being able to see where this is going, not being able to see anything. The High Priestess is she knows, but her book is closed, her book is locked, her book is shut. It's a very spiritual card, but it has to do with faith, I think more so than the Hierophant, because it's a faith that the journey that you're on it's a spiritual journey, and you're not allowed to see the details. You have to figure them out. So this is you figuring out through your own spirituality, through your own connection with yourself, with your higher self, where you need to go. There's a sense of taming the untamable here, but yeah, it's just a lot of unseen stuff, a lot of stuff you don't know about, a lot of stuff that wasn't made clear to you, which is interesting because now we've got the supermoon, emotions are running high, where things are very clear. But in the past, things have not been clear. They've been kind of cloudy, muddy. You've had to just make decisions kind of in the dark, but that was on purpose. So different than other cards where you can't see and you're not being allowed to see, this card has a purpose for why you're not being allowed to see. There's a reason, because you had to make a bunch of choices based on your highest calling and your relationship with yourself. You had to make a bunch of decisions in here, so it wasn't telling you what the answers were. It was a closed book test. I had a test once, which it was just, what did you learn in this class, right? So I tended to be an overachiever. So my answer was 6 pages long. Other people had a paragraph. But what did I learn in that class? That was the test. So that's a little bit of like, okay, it's just me here going, telling you what I learned. I learned a lot, apparently, and all of that. So it's just like, what did you learn in this class? There's nothing to study. It's all connecting with yourself, connecting with what you understood and how you understood things, and so really being in touch with yourself. That's what that card requires, because you're not being given any answers. There's a lot of unseen stuff, a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, and the reason why, because it connects to free will. Like, it wants you to not go for an outcome. It wants you to go for the journey. And it wants you to make decisions along that journey. That card indicates making decisions along that journey where you don't know what the answer is. It's like choose your own adventure, but you can't read ahead and skip around and reverse engineer it. That's exactly what that card wants to avoid, is some sort of reverse engineering of where we're going, having a goal and then figuring out how to get to that goal. That's great in lots of situations, but this was not meant. This wasn't the type of situation that was meant for that. This was the type of situation where you needed to make decisions as you went along without the answer, without a clear goal in mind, without a clear understanding of the whole situation, because these all had to be close to your heart. We're coming up on the Hermit eventually, which has a similar vibe of just one step in front of the other. But in your current situation, you have 3 of Wands, full of faith, watching your ships come in. You knew they were coming. You knew they were coming in. And this card is about faith, and having so much faith that before the ship, this one shows the ship on the horizon, which I feel like is a little bit cheating, because other decks are very clear that his ships are coming in and he cannot see them. There's no indication that they're coming in, but it is full faith. So you've gone from not being able to see where anything is going to suddenly being able to see where your faith has brought you, what your faith has brought to you. What your faith and belief and your trust in your intuition, what your intuition has brought you. You couldn't see anything for a long time, and now you can see. Now you can see it. Now you can, I almost want to say, visualize it, even though it's kind of cheating because it actually is right in front of you. But you're able to visualize something now. Your intuition you're getting an insight, a clarity into your intuition. You're starting to understand something, see something happening. It's not here yet, but you can see it coming in. You're watching it. It's very cool. And then we have in your inner landscape, your hopes, fears. You have the Hermit card. You could be afraid of being alone. You could be hopeful of being alone. But with this Hermit card, we can also just take it as what's going on inside of you. How are you feeling? How are you thinking? And I really like taking it in that direction, because he is, it's step by step. It's just step by step. That's what you're thinking about. You've gotten a glimpse now of the overall vision of what's coming in for you. You've gotten a glimpse. You're starting to understand where this is all going and what's happening here. You haven't for a long time. And I think you're really thinking about all of these steps. So this is St. Francis of Assisi. He has a very unique path, very different than any other path, and he followed it. I love this with have you answered your deepest calling here, this connection here, because St. Francis of Assisi, we would not know who he was if he had just stayed in class and done exactly his assignments exactly as assigned. But instead, he goes out and he talks to animals. He's a little bit of a freakazoid, and he gets to be, right? He is, and he embraces that. And then we all know him as a source of compassion. But I don't think he could see, much like you couldn't, where this is all going, what's happening here. So he's just, you're talking about taking things step by step and just seeing with clarity what the next step is, because he's got a little lantern here in the dark woods. He's not getting an overall vista. I think you've gotten a glimpse of an overall vista. You could be worried about having to go back to step by step, because that's a little bit of what the High Priestess wanted you to be doing back there, is step by step, just your own inner light, your own inner compass, telling you what the next step is, because a little lantern in the woods, you're not getting a giant vista like you do with the 3 of Wands. So you could be remembering that. You could be afraid of going back to not being able to see the vision, not being able to understand the overall vision, and needing to go back to a place of taking step-by-step action, or it could be a combination. Yeah, you can see, but you're still thinking about, you know, maybe this goes step by step, maybe this goes bit by bit here, and not yeah, because you the way it's laid out, you can actually see your inner landscape. You've gotten a vision, you've gotten a glimpse of where something's going, and you can see that, but you're still committed to taking careful step by step, looking at the ground beneath your feet as you go, and making sure steps on your very unique path. It's very unique to you. That may worry you a little bit because it's easy to be misunderstood or something when you're on such a unique path. But hey, St. Francis of Assisi sticks with it, and he gets where he's going. And then we have the Devil card in reverse here. What's at issue? So the Devil card is like addictions or obsessions or something like that. But we're coming out of it with the Devil card in reverse. There could be some sort of, there's been a disconnect between you and your heart. That's where the Devil card, that's my understanding of the Devil card, is anything that disconnects us from our truest self. The Hermit card, you're really connecting with your truest self in your inner landscape. You're really, really connecting with your truest, unique, freakazoid inner self, right? But so what's at issue here is this Devil in reverse. So I feel like this is coming out of obsession, coming out of addiction, coming out of a time of disconnection from yourself, from your highest self, coming out of a time of this of disconnection from your inner warrior woman, from your deepest calling, because that's what the Devil's going to do. Is this card interrupts your connection with your deepest calling. This could be setting boundaries, setting some boundaries here. Could be the Devil in reverse, saying, cutting some cords, saying, absolutely not, this isn't going to happen anymore. So that's what's at issue. Could be this setting of the boundaries, releasing yourself from this past, from something that's held you back, something that's had a hold on you in the past, releasing yourself from that. It could be almost creating a boundary within your own self, within your own mind, of not allowing your mind to go somewhere or do something anymore. So what do you need to release? The Devil. What's been holding you back? This obsessive disconnection from your inner truth, from your inner power, from your deepest calling. What's in your environment? You have the Ace of Cups. You have pure intention, emotional connection, a peace offering. This Ace is the path beginning, a dream beginning, an emotional connection. An emotional dream beginning. This could have to do with the High Priestess, relating to the High Priestess here. This is an offering, an emotional new beginning, a new beginning in relationships or emotions here. And that's in your environment. That could be being offered to you. You could be offering that to somebody else, but that's in your environment. It's reminding me of this Prosperity Lies Ahead new moon. It's basically a new moon card. It's a new emotional beginning here. In your to-do list is 4 of Coins. 4 of Coins is, it's going to be obsessing with something, but not too much, but just becoming very absorbed by something, or very, to the extent of excluding other things. This could be part of setting up a boundary, because sometimes when we need to set a boundary with ourselves or with somebody else, we push it a little, knowing we're going to get some pushback, we push it out a little further than where we want it. So we say, I want the boundary over here, knowing they're going to push us back. So it's like starting a negotiation for a car. You start, if you're buying the car, you start much lower than what you think you're going to get to. And if you're selling the car, oh my God, I hate haggling. I think there was a time in my life when I loved haggling, but I hated it. So this isn't quite haggling, but this is setting up, this could be setting up a boundary to the exclusion of other things. This could be focusing on work. 4 of Coins is typically focusing on work, but it's also focusing on some sort of physical manifestation, some sort of, the 4s have a bit of an indulgence vibe to them, a bit of an overindulgence. But I don't see it as obsession. The Devil card is obsession. This is like pulling back on whatever obsession, and it's a mild obsession. It's a mild obsession. You might, in various decks, it's shown as like falling, like your obsession with a newborn baby, you know, that's a healthy obsession. It's supposed to be like that. It's sort of falling in love with a new idea, falling in love with a new project, something like that. You're supposed to become mildly obsessed with something, very focused, almost to the exclusion of other people and other things, but getting very focused on something. It's a goal that you have. It's something that you want to do, and getting very focused on something. So focusing on, yeah, it's a very focused vibe, but you're enjoying your focus. You're not like, it's not a terrible focus. You enjoy it. Other people. This reminds me of one of my best friends from when I was like 9 or 10, and we've kept in touch throughout most of our lives. Anyway, we went to a kegger when we were in our early 20s. It was her boyfriend's kegger, and she plopped down in the middle of it and studied for her for a test for college, and it was really fascinating. I had never thought of multitasking in such a way as to technically attend a kegger, but also study for an exam the next day. So that's always what this particular iteration of this card reminds me of, is Stacy plopping down in the middle of a kegger to study for an exam. So that's a little bit of the vibe here. So that's your job, plopping down in the middle of something and going for your own goal. Have you answered your highest calling? Your deepest calling? Well, maybe this is part of it. You know, she really wanted that. And the kegger was not her deepest calling. It was like, okay, that's nice. Been to one of these before. I'm going to sit down and study. Of course, that left me in a weird spot because she was the only person I knew there. But I left early. So so anyway, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. You're going to exclude, you're going to set up some boundaries here, and not give a shit what anybody at that kegger thinks about you, to focus on what your true goal is here. Then we have two possible outcomes. I think, if you don't, there's something strange about this Four of Coins here. If you don't pay attention to this, if you don't focus on this could be work or bringing anything into fruition. If you don't focus on the path of bringing something of manifesting something, if you're not focused on that, and in a sense, the fours have a sense of mild overindulgence, right? So here's your two options here. We have the Six of Cups, which is a reunion, a renewal, a rejuvenation, reconnecting with something from your childhood that made you happy, reconnecting with something from the past that maybe whatever's been. So you're not supposed to let your past hold you back, but this isn't the thing. This isn't the thing from your past. This is something else from your past that brings joy and brings happiness. But there could also be something from back there from that same scenario or a different scenario in the middle that interferes with this happiness and this joy coming in. So that's a possibility. Six of Cups, emotionally fulfilling reconnection with something. Could be a hobby, could be a person. Could be anything from your past. And then we also have this Eight of Swords, denial, pretending you're stuck when you're really not stuck. Feeling stuck. The path is open, but you don't feel that way. This is being trapped in your mind. This is a mind trap. The only place where the trap is inside your head. So that's what that card is about, the Eight of Swords. This is getting very long, but it's really because we got 9 freaking oracle cards. So yeah, you choose, I guess. So you're going to focus on bringing something from the past back, or I don't know. This is where you're going. Something from the past is coming back. You could still, I guess, stay in denial while that comes back. Feeling trapped, but that's where your boundaries are coming in and not letting your past hold you back. You know, you could be stuck like this for a really long time if you don't create boundaries. And I mean, literally, she's not, the choice to be held back is hers. She could take off her blindfold. She could untie herself. She's not trapped by these. So that's a choice that you're going to be making. Okay, stepping into your path here with protection, guidance. Child's play. Conscious play creates energy. It allows us to enjoy the discipline that helps us feel safe, productive, and that we are making progress on our path. It opens us up to life and increases our vitality and creativity. Without it, discipline and hard work can wear away at our life force. When balanced with loving and healthy discipline, there is no need to fear it. It can only bring benefit. So play. You got the discipline part down here, so you're allowed to play and enjoy things. So, all right, Virgo, I hope that that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and your comments. I very much appreciate them.